Hey there, good Thursday afternoon. Welcome to your 4 to 5. I'm Maddie Gardner here with Lauren Coleman and the giant Eric Chilton, kind of like the great and powerful Oz behind us.
I'm watching everything you do.
Big brother.
Yeah.
We're so happy you're joining us. Hey, if you didn't know, we are live on Facebook throughout the show, and we would love to chat with you there.
Yeah, make sure you join us because we have lots of big stories today. Our top story, 2 people were shot early this morning in Randolph County. The Randolph County Sheriff's Office says an 18-year-old man is dead. This happened around 1 a.m. at the Town and Country Mobile Home Park on Highway 64 West, where deputies found 2 people had been shot while sitting in a car. A 21-year-old woman was taken to the hospital. Her condition is unknown at this time. No arrests have been made in this case. And Guilford Greensboro Crime Stoppers is asking for your help identifying people caught in video breaking into a local store in Greensboro. You can see one of the thieves crawls through the bottom of the door to get inside the business. Then 2 people hurry out of the business with 2 backpacks by army crawling through the bottom of the door. You can see them right there. The end of the video shows one of the subjects without a mask. Now we are working to confirm which business this was. If you have any information, you can report an anonymous tip to Crime Stoppers by calling this number 336-373-1000.
Let's turn now to the headlines in your 4 to 5 roundup. The child of an Elon police officer died after being shot on Wednesday morning. The child's father is a police officer who was not at home at the time of the shooting. Investigators have not said how the child was shot. The Elon police chief, Kelly Blackwelder, released a statement today. She says their department appreciates the support over the last day. She says the officer is on administrative leave and the department is cooperating with the investigation of the incident. Chief Blackwelder also says this is a tragic reminder to gun owners that weapons need to be secure. Today, the Supreme Court tossed out a legal battle over the Affordable Care Act. The health care law will remain in place after efforts by Republican-led states to dismantle it. The court ruled that the states and individuals who brought the case do not have the legal standing to challenge the law's individual mandate to buy health insurance. The justices did not rule on the act's validity, just on the plaintiff's ability to question the constitutionality of it. Well, for a 3rd day in a row, Southwest airline customers are dealing with travel troubles. The airline is delaying and canceling flights, trying to recover from 2 technology glitches this week. Today, nearly 400 flights were called off with more than 1,000 delayed. That's as of this afternoon. A Southwest spokesperson says the technology problems have been fixed, but the airline is still working to resume normal operations. And starting this fall, all Elon University students will have to be vaccinated from COVID-19. This will apply to all undergrad and graduate students who are enrolled in classes, living on campus, studying abroad, or participating on campus activities. They'll have to show proof that they've received an approved shot. Students have until July 9th to apply for an exemption for medical or religious reasons.
And Governor Cooper visited the Davidson County Health Department today as more North Carolinians got their COVID vaccine. The health department had administered more than 60,000 doses of the vaccine. Governor Cooper also took the time to promote the state's new vaccine lottery, giving everyone who gets a vaccine the chance to win $1 million. Of course, Governor Cooper couldn't visit Davidson County without stopping for some Lexington-style barbecue. The governor enjoyed lunch at the barbecue center after the clinic.
It's because of vaccines. That's how we've been able to come back and do these things and feel safe about being together. And the more people who get vaccinated, the better off we're going to be able to do things like the barbecue festival and come together and celebrate and hug each other and do all the things that we want to do.
Now remember, if children get their vaccine, they get the chance to win a scholarship. Anyone who gets their vaccine is automatically entered in the lottery. The first drawing is next week on June 23rd.
The governor's visit comes as our state learned of 362 new coronavirus cases in the past 24 hours. Now, this is on par with what we've been seeing lately, and it's easy to see how far we've come in the past couple of months. Look at the beginning of this graph. This dates back to late April. It wasn't too long ago that we were adding more than 2,000 cases nearly every day. Even our lower days back then were still hovering around 1,000. Now our good days are around 200 new cases.
Well, speaking of good days, that's exactly what we've had the last couple of days. It's just been perfect. Lower humidities, good temperatures. You don't see this very often this time of the year, this time of the season really for us, but we'll enjoy it while we can, won't we? It's 80 in Greensboro right now, 83 in High Point, 81 Winston-Salem and Lexington, and you've got some 70s in the mountains. Here's why it feels so good. The dew point temperature 45. Really all you need to know is this little chart over here. If you're in the 40s, that is really pleasant weather, even comfortable in the 50s. Starts to get humid when your dew point's in the 60s, and then it's tropical moisture, kind of oppressive if your dew points are in the 70s, and we're seeing really comfortable conditions. Nothing happening over us, all clear. In fact, look how huge the influence of the high pressure is on the entire southeast. It's holding all this rain to the south, and that is good news for us, that's for sure. It means this for a 7-day. We've got sunshine, a little bit warmer though. We start to heat it up Friday, Saturday, 88 on Friday, 93 on Saturday on Juneteenth, and then even Father's Day, we're back down to 86, but there's a chance of showers. Now we're watching a tropical system. The numbers as far as percentage of rain chances on Monday, Tuesday could go up. We'll keep you posted, but mid-80s otherwise.
President Joe Biden signed the Juneteenth National Independence Day Act into law. Now, June 19th, better known as Juneteenth, is a federal holiday. Juneteenth honors the end of slavery in the United States. Even though President Lincoln made his Emancipation Proclamation freeing slaves in September of 1862, the final slaves were not freed until June 19, 1865. Union troops traveled to Galveston, Texas with the news that the Civil War was over and all remaining slaves were free. Juneteenth, also known as Emancipation Day or Freedom Day, will now be the 12th federal holiday. It is the first new federal holiday since Martin Luther King Jr. Day was established in 1983.
And all North Carolina lawmakers voted in favor of the bill. Congresswoman Kathy Manning released a statement about the act, saying it is appropriate that we enshrine Juneteenth into our nation's history and uplift the date as a time of remembrance and celebration. To fulfill the promise of our Constitution, we must continue to fight for justice and equality for all Americans. Senator Richard Burr stated Juneteenth has long been an important date in our nation's history. By creating this federal holiday, we're making sure its significance is remembered and observed for years to come. Well, Juneteenth celebrations in the city of Greensboro kicked off today. This is the second year the city recognizes Juneteenth as a citywide holiday. I spoke with the event organizer April Parker and Councilwoman Sharon Hightower earlier today. In May of 2020, they helped to pass the resolution making Juneteenth a holiday in the city of Greensboro. Due to COVID-19, most of last year's events were held virtually, but this year there will be several opportunities to celebrate the holiday face to face.
Gives us a place to return back to each other. I mean, we were in social distancing and quarantine. I know I was in the house for over a year. What a wonderful way to come back and return to our community. And I think that that is a part of our culture.
Parker encourages businesses to close shop or pay workers time and a half as they would on July 4th. Councilwoman Hightower says these events are not just meant to celebrate, but to educate the general public about the significance of the day.
We want people to see our celebration and to join us in remembering a critical time in our lives that have impacted Black people significantly.
So events are planned through Sunday, June 20th. There will be a Juneteenth Black Food Truck Festival in LeBauer Park on Saturday. Festivities include live music, a picnic, and open mic. And I'll have all those details on our website.
Yeah, so I was reading a lot of comments on social media about this, and a lot of people are excited about the federal holiday, especially because it gives businesses the opportunity, maybe even the push to close their doors so that more people can participate in these events around the country.
Absolutely, and one of the things that Councilman Hightower and Ms. Parker were talking about earlier is it's great that nationally Juneteenth will be recognized, but it's important to remember that there's still a lot of work that needs to be done when it comes to addressing social justice and racial equality, and that we shouldn't just stop on the day, but continue to have these conversations and take action every day. Day.
It's a reminder. And then also, you know, you and I were talking before the show. I don't think a lot of people realize that it was 2.5 years from the time of the Emancipation Proclamation till it. And, you know, there's no internet, as Lauren and I were chatting about. You couldn't just send a message. It took a long time for that to get there. And so I think that, you know, that's the correct time that you celebrate when it finally came to a stop. And you need to be reminded that it took that long to get things changed.
Yeah, so I think this is a great time for everyone to just come out to these events and learn something, learn some history that they may not have known before. I know some people who said they just found out what Juneteenth was last year because of all that was happening in our nation.
Yeah, a lot of education still left out there for people to learn about. So this is just one more step that needs to be taken.
All right, again, those details will be on our website.
We're coming back. Stay there.
Welcome back to your 4 to 5. So a heat wave is starting to concern leaders in California as the state runs the risk of a power shortage because of these high temperatures. People are now being asked to conserve energy to avoid blackouts across the state. Last summer, more than 800,000 customers lost power during 2 days in August. Officials blamed extreme heat and lack of power supply in other states. Utility company PG&E is adding battery storage using Tesla lithium-ion power packs to save excess solar power during the daytime. This makes energy available in the evenings when demand is higher. During last year's blackouts, electrical circuits were manually disconnected. This year, the process will be automated.
That same summer heat has electric power grid company ERCOT urging Texas to conserve energy to avoid an emergency. It is the second conservation alert the grid issued since the deadly February snowstorms, which led to more than 100 deaths and bankrupted several power companies. So the Electric Reliability Council of Texas said power supply is low because of forced generation outages and high demand in June. People are being asked to set their thermostats to 78 degrees or higher as temperatures hover near 90 degrees. The ERCOT grid is the only one in the nation contained completely within a single state. This exempts it from federal regulation, but also prevents the state from getting access to the nation's other power grids.
Now we're talking about power and how important it is, and it's ironic because now we're watching a possible tropical system, and that would mean some power outages if it does develop strongly enough along the northern Gulf Coast there. We're going to watch this closely. It's developing as we speak. So technically not even on the map yet, right? We're watching this development. We understand there might be some watches and advisories listed along the coastal sections here from Louisiana over to the panhandle of Florida. We'll let you know about that. That could obviously change our forecast. If this system develops, gets stronger, and then it moves north and then gets swept to the east over us, we know how that movie ends, don't we? We've seen that a lot, and that could mean some heavier rains for us. The cold front sweeping down from the north, it really just depends on the strength of this, the path, and how quickly that cold front can move down and affect us. If you look at the high-resolution futurecast, we take you into Saturday afternoon, the clouds start building in. So for us, this is probably more of a Sunday and Monday event for us as far as rain is concerned. We'll keep you posted. A lot of question marks at this point. Overnight lows tonight, 58 degrees. That is cool, clear and cool. Tomorrow starts to get warmer, folks, mostly sunny and 88. And we'll take a look at our long-range forecast in just a few minutes. It is time to get the shades out. Summer is here, and now we're thinking about those family vacations, aren't we? Our friends at Our State Magazine, they have their summer coastal issue out. It is jam-packed with ideas. I spoke with Our State's assistant editor, Katie King, about the issue. Take a look. Katie, thanks for being with us today. Boy, when you talk about summer in North Carolina, all eyes turn to the east, and that's what you guys are doing. Talk a little bit about some of these getaways that are so big in our state.
Yeah, so June is our annual coastal issue, and so we have tons of stories in this issue about different places that people can go, and we really focused a lot on what we think of as the family beach. So those beaches that have maybe a few good local restaurants, but really why you go there is to go to the beach and to spend time with family. So we've got great stories on Oak Island and Holden Beach and Atlantic Beach and some of the different things that people can do there. And we start off with a great essay by Scott Hewler, who's one of our writers in Raleigh, and he just talks about the vacation state of mind and how you go to the beach just to kind of lose track of time and really just relax. And I think people are really looking forward to doing that with their families this summer.
All right, tell me about your contest, because I'm a big animal lover, so you've got something going on with the Dogs of Summer. What is this?
Yeah, so our June cover has a dog on the cover. It's our executive editor, Todd Delaney's dog, Seamus. He's a Bernedoodle. And so, in honor of that, to promote our June issue, we are hosting a contest on Instagram where people can submit photos of their dogs. And each week, we're going to choose a dog of the week. And then we will have a grand prize winner at the end of the month that will receive a gift certificate to the Our State store. So, we're looking for dogs that make us smile. And you can find more information on that on our Instagram page at Our State Mag.
This is awesome, but I have to ask you, I know this is a tough question. Favorite coastal getaway for you personally?
It's so hard. I really love the southern beaches. So Sunset Beach is a favorite of mine. It's really quiet, fits right in with the theme of this issue, and just a nice place to go and relax. And we wrote about Calabash Creamery, which is in that area, and they have fantastic ice cream. I can personally attest to that, and so that's a great spot to check out if you're in the Sunset Beach area.
Katie, thanks for the info. We'll see you on the beaches. All right, with that in mind, I asked you on Facebook, I need to know your favorite regional getaway. Here's what a lot of you had to say. Krista says Oak Island, it's my favorite because it's not too crowded. And that's near Holden Beach and Sunset and all that area. Donna says White Lake, North Carolina. I had a lot of my friends growing up that went there. Amber said, I have one word for you, beach. Any beach, fill in the name. Linda Johnson says, on the lake in Alabama, fishing with my family. Marcy said, Ocean Isle, Wilmington, Oak Island. There's a theme to this. Yeah, all beaches. Sandy says, Emerald Isle, it's quiet and the beach is beautiful. Plus, it's in my home state of North Carolina. So everybody has their favorite beaches, I think. Multiple beaches. Oh,
Cool guy.
I know, I was about to steal them.
Look at
I'll put them
you.
back on if you want
You
me
look
to.
great.
Isn't he cool?
You're ready for the beach.
Except my nose is crooked on my face.
Oh my
and
gosh.
No, all sunglasses go like this to me. Yes.
Well, just turn your
If
head.
I go this way,
Then it's even. I love all North Carolina beaches. My family just got back from Curie Beach. It's my first time spending more than just a day there, and it was wonderful. I love the quiet beach towns that wake up during the summer.
How's Wilmington? Because I plan to make that trip this summer. We have some family friends out there. They were like, we got a boat, Lauren. Come on down and visit us. How do you like that experience?
you want to go with that first?
Well, I mean, you lived there.
Well, I lived there for all of about 7 months, but all my life we would go between Myrtle, North Myrtle, and Wrightsville Beach, which is Wilmington. And I love it. It is probably the city where I will retire one day. 'Cause it's
you'll
got
host us.
shopping, culture, the riverfront is awesome.
It's fun.
It's the biggest coastal town really in North Carolina. I mean,
Okay,
forward
definitely check
to
it
it.
out. I love that the beaches aren't too far. You can get there in like 3.5 hours.
There's so many of them.
so many.
I still have to see a North Carolina lighthouse.
Oh,
You remember this?
Yes.
This was a last year conversation during the summer. I've yet to see.
Yet another
In person.
4 to 5 trip.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll be right back because we're going to the lighthouse. We'll see you in a minute.
It's the words a parent never wants to hear. Is your child has cancer?
In 2017, those were the words that Coach Lamont and his wife were told concerning their son Cameron, but what could have been a tragic ending actually became a light to this family.
You know, no one said that life was going to be easy. No one said that life would be a daily piece of cake. We experienced a very hard moment in our lives, my family and I, when my son was diagnosed with cancer. I remember when we got the call and just the fear that was on all of us because we did not know what was going to happen next. I remember as a father sitting there, just saying to myself and praying, God, is there a way that I could personally take this pain away from him? I knew that was impossible, but at that moment of being vulnerable, I didn't know what else to do. As parents, we're faced with many challenges, and that was a challenge for us. Well, today my son is cancer-free, but one thing that I discovered is parents on a daily basis, it's our responsibility to pour life into our kids. We don't know when those moments will be taken away from us, but parents, this is something we must do.
Well, if that's not a life lesson, I don't know what is. And I can tell you that as a parent, even when he's read that intro, or when you read that, Lauren, and said that your child has cancer, I cannot fathom that. I volunteered, I told you I volunteered in a pediatric ward before. Some of the kids were chronic and some were terminal. And I didn't have kids yet because I couldn't do that now, I can tell you that.
Right.
But when I did that, it was eye-opening that they have the best attitudes about everything and they get through it probably better than adults do. And you have to savor every moment with your child because they're wonderful creatures at that age. We're not spoiled and tainted yet, you know, they're young and innocent.
Absolutely. Oh, were you going to say something? Okay. My parents, like growing up, we made sure that we had dinner every night at the dinner table together because, you know, you don't want to miss out on those moments because I think we get so caught up in the things that are happening in life that we don't take the moment to just slow down and check in on your family to see how everybody's doing.
Right, and I didn't know this about Coach Lamont. This was
Yeah, I didn't
news
either.
to us when we were planning the show for today. But to see his insight and his vulnerability in that segment, I think was really inspirational. And I'm sure many families who are going through a similar situation can relate to that. I think all cancer is evil. Childhood
I
cancer
agree.
is a special kind of evil. So
And now that you've seen your nieces, you have that idea of what it's tough. It's a tough thing. Well, I'm glad he's cancer free. That's the
Absolutely.
best news. Yep. All right, we're coming right back. Take a short break. We'll see you in a few.
It's okay. Hello, mic check. Mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hi, mic check, mic check, mic check. Can you hear me? Mic check. No. I'll move.
Hello? Oh, okay, here we are. Ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie. They forever go together like a classic combination. Okay.
Well, welcome to your 4 to 5. I'm Lauren Coleman here with Maddie Gardner and Eric Chilton.
Hello, hello. We're going to have 30 more minutes straight ahead. Lots to learn.
Yeah, I wish you guys could hear like what we say right before the show begins, because I was planning like a dinner outing. We're always trying to do something.
It's always
We
food.
need to do it.
Yeah, we just need to stop talking and start
That's
doing
exactly
do it.
right. Just make the plans. Well, you know, men aren't good at that. So you guys make the plans and I'll show up wherever
But
you
you
tell me
can
to
break
go.
that stereotype.
I can try.
Now's your moment.
Lead the way.
I think it's that my wife won't let me. That's the point. I could do it. Yeah.
That's slander. Leslie, I won't
I'm
stand for
texting
this.
her right now.
We're so happy you're joining us here on the 4 to 5, not only on TV, but on Facebook. If you haven't checked out our live stream, make sure you hop on over there. In the meantime, should we talk some news?
Yeah, let's jump into it.
We have that for you in the 4 to 5 roundup. Could tax cuts be coming to North Carolinians? It is possible after our state is expected to take in billions of dollars more in revenue in the next 2 years. Senate Republicans say that money should be used to cut taxes. North Carolina anticipates a $6.5 billion surplus, not including the federal money coming our way from the American Rescue Plan. Well, today, 18 new police officers graduated in Winston-Salem. The new members of the force completed 31 weeks of class and training, totaling almost 1,100 hours. Forsyth County District Judge Denise Harsfield delivered their commencement address. Lotus Bakeries, they're the company that makes those Biscoff cookies that you get on the airplanes. They are expanding operations in Mebane. They're going to invest $62 million and add up to 90 new jobs in Alamance County. You may remember they moved to Mebane in 2017, and last month the City Council approved new incentives for the bakery. The city will get some grant money to facilitate this new expansion. And Burlington says they are starting to replace city buses. After 5 years with their current fleet, they're now looking at buying electric buses. The city says 5 years is the federal standard for public transit systems, and they are exploring an option with the BYD company.
And parents want to keep their kids happy and healthy, which is why many parents are making the decision to get their children vaccinated against coronavirus. But new reports show regular vaccinations for kids are down, like the flu shot.
This is a very important time, again, to prepare to make sure that back to school happens safely.
Dr. Anisha Abraham is a pediatrician at Children's National Hospital. She's among pediatricians nationwide with an important message for parents. Get your kids caught up on their vaccinations. A recent federal health report warned that routine vaccinations in children dropped dramatically during the pandemic.
What we are concerned about is that with this lag in vaccinations, that there could be an increase in the number of vaccine-preventable communicable diseases. And those include things like measles and whooping cough.
The CDC is concerned about this lag, and health experts say if it's not addressed, it could impact the reopening of schools in the fall.
There's even a few cases of measles that certainly could cause an outbreak, and that could be enough for classes and schools to be closed. These are infections that have been prevented for years, and this could very much be undermined as a result of parents and caregivers not getting in and making sure that kids get the routine vaccinations that they need.
The report saw a substantial decrease in routine vaccinations from March to May of last year. Even though doses increased from June to September of 2020, experts say the increase just isn't enough to prevent potential outbreaks. HPV vaccines in adolescents were also down more than 70% at the start of the pandemic.
So much has happened during the pandemic in terms of parents being reluctant to come into offices, but now is the time to check to make sure their kids are doing well, that they're doing fine. Now is the time to contact your pediatrician and ensure things continue to go well.
So earlier in the show, we were talking about Elon University requiring a COVID-19 vaccine for students. But in Arizona, the governor there actually signed an executive order banning public universities and colleges from enforcing COVID-19 tests, vaccines, and masks for students. Nothing like this on the horizon for North Carolina just yet. But back to Arizona, the governor made his decision after Arizona State University announced COVID-19 policies for the upcoming school year. The university's vice president of student services informed students in an email that anyone who got a COVID vaccine could share a copy of their immunization record through a university portal. If students did this, they would no longer have to wear a mask on campus, but unvaccinated students would be chosen for COVID testing and would still have to wear face coverings in addition to completing daily health screenings. A university spokesperson told CBS News that the university will follow the governor's orders and amend its protocols. The governor is now working with lawmakers to make this executive order a law.
And get this, a national survey published this year reported 65% of college students did not buy their textbooks for class because of money problems due to the pandemic. That's why North Carolina A&T is partnering with Barnes & Noble College to give students free college books. Textbooks will be free for the next 2 years for all undergrad students. The university will use money from the Federal CARES Act for this partnership. North Carolina A&T is the first public HBCU to implement the First Day Complete Equitable Access program on campus. Students can get their free textbooks starting in the fall.
High Point University's baseball team has a new coach. Joey Hammond is no stranger to the Triad. He spent the last 7 seasons as a volunteer assistant coach at Wake Forest, where he coached hitting and outfield. He led 17 Demon Deacon hitters to all ACC honors and had 8 players recognized as All-Americans in his 7 years. In 2017, Hammond was part of the 43-20 season for Wake Forest, where the Demon Deacons finished just 1 game away from advancing to the College World Series.
But this was the only situation that I'd have interest and entertain to go to, and it's because you want to hitch your wagon to a place like this. It's going in the right direction. It's got the chassis for greatness, and it just needs some direction, maybe some energy, and possibly a different outlook to hopefully achieve that.
And I see he's already switched to that HPU purple tie. Hammond will be the 8th head coach in High Point University's program history, the 4th in the university's Division I era.
And speaking of baseball, here's a way to hit it out of the park for Father's Day. The High Point Rockers are giving the first 1,000 fans a free baseball at Sunday's game. Gates open Sunday at 4 p.m. Free baseballs will be handed out at all gates. The Rockers play the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs.
We'll let the recruiting decisions begin. One really good Triad high school football player is deciding where he wants to play at the next level. And he might be staying here in Greensboro. WFMY News 2's Amanda Ferguson is breaking down his list.
When you're a 5-star recruit like Grimsley defensive tackle Travis Shaw, you can choose where you're going to play in college. For Travis, he's narrowed it down to 4 schools: North Carolina, Clemson, Georgia, and North Carolina A&T.
I'm a kid from Greensboro, North Carolina, so you just got to pick A&T.
The Grimsley Rising senior defensive tackle Travis Shaw could be an Aggie.
Travis Shaw in the backfield. They're homeschooled, and also they're HBCU. I think sometimes people overlook the HBCUs and things like that. So even though you're 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, whatever, it don't matter where you play at. You can make a name for yourself anywhere.
Those aren't the only reasons North Carolina A&T is on his list. The program has a winning culture.
They get things done on the field. I think it's just the vibe of just A&T, just the way how they carry themselves.
Travis says recruiting is crazy. About 35 schools trying to get him. His phone constantly lighting up.
It's really that crazy, The calls, I get 6 o'clock text messages, 6 o'clock text messages, and they don't stop till about 10, 11 at night. So it's just constantly, and it's from different coaches.
But after cutting it down to 4 schools, Travis says he and his family are ready to figure out what's best for his future.
Focus on the main goal, the main reason. That's, coming down to one school. So we got 4 great schools on the list. Can't go wrong with either one. This is special. It's a blessing for sure.
I have an idea of where you guys would like him to go.
Maddie and I would have, yes.
Honestly, I might have to side with his family members, who I'm sure are hoping he'll stay close to home.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all. It's all what's best for him, because different schools have different situations, and it may not be best for him.
Well, we have 2 North Carolina options, so either of those would be really great for him.
So it was 35 schools that he had to choose from.
He actually told me, he said, I think 35, I lost count.
Wow.
Right.
So I wonder what his process was like to narrow it down to those 4 schools.
Well, he was saying that now he can fine tune it. So he picked the 4, and now him and his family will go through and see what's the best for his life.
Well, most of those decisions come to, he looks to see, do they have superstars already in that position? Then he's like, maybe you want to be that guy.
But he's got a lot of time to decide. He says he's not deciding until January.
Oh, okay. He has plenty of time. I like when he said he had coaches texting him until 10 at night.
Can you imagine?
No. Being a high school kid and getting all these offers and
He seems so smart
Yeah.
too. He's very well spoken.
Very.
Put together.
His
yeah.
family must be really proud.
Yes, absolutely. Very good. All right, let's talk about a forecast that gets a little warmer. So we've seen temperatures that, you know, we've loved it, right, lately. However, that's about to change as we see the heat moving in, upper 80s for tomorrow. Notice that there's a big ridge of high pressure. It's pushing all that cloud cover and the rain off the coast. But on the backside of that, we're watching this situation in the Gulf. And that would be that low pressure moving up, and that's going back up into the northern Gulf, and then that could be pushed our way with a cold front. We're going to have to watch this because the chance that that could be a tropical system, it's very likely that it'll be something, even if it's just a tropical storm. But regardless, sometimes if that gets hung up over an area, you get a lot of rain over a short amount of time. So we're going to watch for that. 88 the high for Friday, 93 on Saturday, and then Sunday 86. It's the Sunday-Monday period, and it could be stretched into Tuesday. Depends on how quickly that system moves. That we'll watch for the rain to pick up and could be heavy at times. Mid-80s Monday, Tuesday. We should clear out regardless Wednesday and Thursday, and we'll go to 82 and 83 with lower humidities on the backside of that cold front.
All right, with weather on my mind with this is what? Okay, I want you to look at the picture behind you. What is it?
Lightning.
Okay.
100.
Lightning, yes. We all know it's lightning, but spelling it, I got to tell you, not so much. No. Just for the record, here we go, all right? The correct spelling is lightning, N-I-N-G. A lot of people spell it lightning with an E-N-I-N-G, right? They're making it lightning, but correct is lightning, N-I-N-G. No matter how you spell it, this lightning situation on a Florida highway was scary. I want you to look at this car, the antenna specifically. A lightning bolt hit the antenna while the driver was going down the highway. Now, troopers say the lightning burned the asphalt as it exited. This mark, I got to tell you, is 7 feet long.
I feel the sound. Boom.
Yeah, boom. I mean, so you can understand what he means when he said, I feel the sound, right?
Right, absolutely. Because even when like you're outside or on your porch in a lightning storm, you can feel the sound.
Right. And whenever there's a storm and I'm flying, I think to myself, okay, what's about to happen? So I want you to check this out because we did a little bit with the planes. Lightning strikes a plane. The lightning takes the path of least resistance. The conductive metal keeps the electricity away from the interior of the plane. That protects all those flyers. Now get this, commercial planes are hit how often? Once a year, about once a year.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and so what I want you to do right now, okay, so I got this thing on this big board. I want you guys to shift one side to the other because I want everybody to see what's going on. We got Kernersville on this side. We got Greensboro on that side. In the middle, we have 19.2 miles. Hey, Chilton, come over here.
Yep.
I want you to tell me why 19.2 miles between Kernersville and Greensboro is such a big deal, especially when it comes to lightning.
If you're talking about lightning, then I would say because lightning can strike that far away from the center of a storm, right? So
20 miles.
Right.
So that means if I'm standing in Kernersville
and we're in Greensboro,
and you're in Greensboro, right? Everybody gets to move. All of this is fun, right? And there's a storm over there where you guys are. It could possibly hit us.
Yes.
Wow.
It could possibly hit us.
That's
so,
right. And a lot of people think of just because it's not raining in their area, not true.
Not true. 20 miles, people. I want you to keep that in mind the next time there's a storm. We're going to be right back.
Well, hello. Hello. It's been a while. We haven't talked on Facebook in a while.
No, we really haven't. And Gloria is not happy about it.
Really?
We love you, Gloria.
So sorry, Gloria. Is Jay Eanes cracking the jokes?
Let's see Jay on here today. We have Bobby and Tamrika, but my phone doesn't show me all the comments anymore.
Oh.
So I don't know what's going on with that. But Brenda's here. She's having spaghetti and garlic bread for dinner.
Oh
I
my
asked
goodness.
what people were eating. See, I had a really big lunch today, so I'm not as hungry, but I will
thought
still
I didn't
eat.
eat lunch, and
Me
now.
neither.
So the outdoor festivals, they are back and better than ever. Our friends in Eden, they are ready to rock and roll with their 5th annual Oink and Ale Festival on Saturday. I love that name. I spoke with Chris Nelson about the music and kind of the food and the vibe of this year's festival. Hey Chris, thanks for being with us, man. Hey, this is a long-standing event, tons of fun. Tell me about the Oink and Ale and what we can expect this weekend.
Oh, Eric, Uptown Eden's coming alive. Man, there's barbecue, there's brew, there's live music, there's vendors. Hey, everything's opening back up, and this big Oink and Ale event that Cindy Adams with the City of Eden puts on, it's a big deal. We're very excited. This Saturday, it's going to be a big time.
So let's talk about the live music because that's near and dear to my heart. What do you guys have lined up this go around?
Well, we've got a group called On the Border. It's a tribute band, and man, they do a great job. They play all over the Southeast region.
Talk about the barbecue now. A lot of people come there for the food. It's not just barbecue. What do you guys have going on?
Well, there's other food trucks, so there'll be a variety of things to eat. There's also the restaurant there, right where the event's being held at on the street, is that little pork shop, and they stay packed. They've got a variety of food. There's a deli downtown now, and so there's a lot of stuff, a lot of food choices that you can choose from. There's also a tasting that day. There's a beer garden, but also a tasting where you get a collector's cup. And it's been a big event for Eden over several years, and not being able to do it last year has really added excitement. One of the cool things they've added this year, Eric, is axe throwing, which has become a big deal all over. And so you can be out there, there's going to be axes flying around. And
that's going to be awesome. Chris, thanks for taking time with us today, man. This is going to be a blast. Yeah, my band actually played that one year. It is a lot of fun. And by the way, Chris's friend was holding his cell phone for him.
It's not an earthquake in Eden.
It wasn't an earthquake.
It's hard to do. Yes. Did he say axes being
thrown? Will be flying.
So this is, I love axe throwing.
Me too.
So much fun. But why is it like common to drink before you throw an axe?
I know. I think about that.
Is that
makes
the
you
smartest
like
thing?
Looser.
That seems like a bad idea.
As long as you
So
have
you won't
contained.
overthink, maybe? I don't know.
Maybe.
I would like to think a lot before I throw a weapon.
Well, but the first time I've ever seen that, it was at a bar. I remember in Charlotte they had it.
Right.
That's.
It is fun though.
But it is a blast.
And I feel like you've been covering a lot of these festivals recently, and they've been weeks away. And this one's this weekend.
Yeah,
which is
this
exciting.
one's Saturday, 6 to 9, and they say Uptown Eden, not downtown. I might have said that wrong. Uptown Eden. But it is, that festival pulls in a lot of people, and the music is always good. It's the Eagles tribute band. You can't go wrong.
Yeah. They had me at ribs.
Oh,
Yes.
Barbecue.
Yes.
If you go, throw axes responsibly.
Oink and ale. Yes, we'll be back.
PSA from Maddie G. Got to do 2 hands.
That's crowded because they have all the like houses and stuff. And
Hi there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hello, hello, hello.
not as many.
Let's talk about this forecast one more time. In the short term, sunny tomorrow, 88, then low 90s on Saturday. We'll see some clouds start to move in. It is the Sunday into Monday time period that we're watching. There's a chance that all of this you see in the Gulf could develop into a tropical system, and there is that possibility. We have to watch it. Hasn't happened yet, but it might happen, and they're starting to talk about advisories and watches and warnings up there. Let me step out of the way so you can see it. And as far as this is concerned, the high pressure is kind of protecting us for now, but notice that development in the Gulf. And the big question is going to be, will this be strong enough that it brings so much moisture our way, and will that cold front to the north steer it back in our direction? We know how that goes. We've seen that before, and that can spell a lot of rain for us as we head to that Sunday, Monday time period. We'll keep you posted on that 7-day outlook for now. 88 and 93 Friday, Saturday, then the rain chance. We'll keep that Sunday, Monday, maybe even into Tuesday time period. We'll just have to see how that system pans out, but we're in the mid-80s. And then Wednesday, Thursday, clearing out, lower humidities and comfortable as we see highs below our normal of 86. We're at 82 and 83 for Wednesday and Thursday.
Coming up on WFMY News 2 at 5 o'clock, a Triad pastor shares his condolences after 2 family members were murdered. Police say William Scott killed his own mother and grandmother before firing into a police substation and exchanging gunfire with officers. The pastor's words about the tragedy is next at 5.
It happened yesterday when officers tried to pull over 31-year-old James Stovall for violating probation.
Hello, mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hi, Kelly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hurricane season. Hello, hello, hello.
It's time for my 2 cents. I came across a post on social media this week and it said, can we replace the Perfect Attendance Award with Kind Kids Awards already? Coming to school when you're sick or need a mental break doesn't deserve applause. including others, sharing a lunch with someone hungry and not bullying others absolutely deserves recognition. So of course, this caught my attention. I almost shouted, yes, 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 at the top of my lungs at my screen. Now, maybe I'm just bitter because I never got a perfect attendance award, but it made me think about what we're teaching our kids, what we're showing them is important, what we're placing emphasis on. Showing up and pushing through. Those aren't bad traits, but they aren't as important to me as being kind, self-aware, and a good friend to everyone. There has long been a debate over giving perfect attendance awards. Supporters say they promote being present and engaged in your education. Opponents say they hurt public health by encouraging kids to come to class even when they're sick, contagious, or not at their best. To be honest, I truly don't mind schools rewarding kids who show up regularly and work hard. Those are lessons that will take them far. But kids who go out of their way to make others feel included each time they're at school, or who may miss a class but never miss an opportunity to be kind, those are lessons that will take kids farther. That's my 2 cents. That's your 4 to 5. WFMY News 2 at 5 starts now.
A Triad family suffers an unimaginable tragedy. Relatives of William Scott, the man charged with shooting at Winston-Salem police after allegedly killing his own mother and grandmother, are asking for privacy at this time, but their pastor is speaking on their behalf.
WFMY News 2's Jess Winters talked to him about the heartbreaking case.
The mom and grandma of William Scott, the man accused of murdering them, were members of this church, Center Grove Baptist.
She was in church the Sunday morning before she lost her life on Monday.
Dr. Steve Courts, a pastor at Center Grove Baptist Church, knew Kim Scott very well.
Well, she is actually my next door neighbor.
Winston-Salem police say Kim was murdered by her own son, 26-year-old William Scott, on Monday. He's also accused of killing his grandmother, Glenda Corrier.
I've been in ministry 40 years. I have not dealt with something like this.
Both were found dead in their respective homes after WSPD says he opened fire on a police substation, leading to his arrest. Pastor Courts describes William as best he could since he didn't see him often.
Very gifted. He was a gifted wrestler, but he did struggle in the last part of his life to this point with some failing mental health.
Pastor Courts says the family is asking for privacy and prayers.
Absolutely dizzying for them. It's a whirlwind of emotion. My concern, I guess, at the end of the day is let's be real careful that we don't hold parents accountable for the sins of their children.
Courts wants Kim and Glenda remembered for who they were, not how they died.
Very caring. Kim had a lot of her mother's characteristics and qualities.
Jess Winters, WFMY News 2.
New information after the child of an Elon police officer died of a gunshot wound. The officer has been placed on administrative leave. Deputies say the child was found shot inside of a home in Whitsett yesterday morning. They have not said how the child was shot or who fired the gun, but did say the father was not home at the time. Elon Police Chief Kelly Blackwelder issued a statement saying in part, "The thoughts and prayers of the Elon Police Department are with the family members who are dealing with this tragic event. As standard protocol, our officer has been placed on administrative leave, and we have offered our full cooperation in the investigation of this incident. While extremely tragic, this incident serves as a harsh reminder to gun owners that weapons should always remain secure, particularly if minors live in or have access to a residence where weapons are stored."
A man is facing several charges after allegedly driving into 2 Winston-Salem police cars. It happened yesterday when officers tried to pull over 31-year-old James Stovall for violating probation. They say he intentionally hit 2 police cars, then got out and ran. Officers eventually found him at a gas station on Highway 150. Stovall faces several charges, including assault with a deadly weapon on law enforcement.
Randolph County deputies are investigating a double shooting that left 1 person dead. This happened just after 1 o'clock this morning at the Town and Country Mobile Home Park on Highway 64. That's where they found 2 people in a car who were shot. 1 person died at the scene. The other was taken to the hospital. No update yet on her condition.
Well, law enforcement agencies are in agreement. More officers help keep a city safe, but agencies across the country, including in Greensboro and Winston-Salem, are finding it hard to hire recruits. As WFNY News 2's Adoria Chumba found, one of the main problems is finding more qualified applicants.
Right now, the Greensboro Police Department has 40 positions to fill. In addition to that, the Greensboro City Council just approved 8 new positions for the police department. Agencies across the Triad say they're not seeing enough applications from qualified candidates for such jobs. And Triad law enforcement leaders say they are trying to work around that.
There's not a lot of people breaking the door down to become police officers in our agency or any other agency.
Every last one of us are dealing with the same issues.
When you talk about agencies that are reaching dangerous levels on patrol, that's a dangerous place to be in.
Law enforcement leaders say there's a lack of interest in the profession. They also say negative publicity and a change in public perception are also affecting the morale of current officers. Low wages, the high-risk nature of crime fighting, and an escalation in gun violence aren't encouraging recruits either.
People are reluctant to go into law enforcement, and the men and women that are there, some of them are leaving because, do I want to continue to do this profession?
And they're doing everything they can to get out of it, unfortunately. And I am seeing that right here in my own agency.
On Thursday in Winston-Salem, a sign of some progress. The police department graduated 18 new officers. The recruits spent more than 1,000 hours training to serve and protect. Even with the new graduates, though, there are 68 vacancies within the Winston-Salem Police Department.
We will continue to do the efforts towards recruiting. We're adding technology to help add extra eyes to take the place of the people that we don't have. We're making adjustments where we can with our manpower.
What we're wanting is qualified applicants. You want men and women that love the job.
And coming up at 6, we speak to new recruits about becoming police officers, especially during a time that's seen a recent spike in violence.
It is another beautiful day with low humidity, but we could be seeing a lot of rain in the coming days, Tim, because you are watching a tropical system.
Yeah, that's right. You know, this hot off the press, Julie, but a new system likely to form very quickly in the Gulf of Mexico. So much so, the Hurricane Center just put out a forecast cone. Let's show it to you right now. We're looking at this storm, which, again, has not yet formed, but they're anticipating it could form any hour later today into tomorrow. This is Central Gulf, so Louisiana is up here. That'll be the most likely area that this storm will be hitting come later on this weekend. So by Saturday, we're looking at a tropical storm moving into Louisiana. And from there, that's when we start to pay attention a little bit because it goes inland and then it makes a curve. We see this path very often here in the Carolinas.